How's it going, everybody? It's Travis, and we are here with kind of something a little bit different, something I'm going to be doing from time to time on subjects that I'm passionate about. But this is kind of like a world news topic, if you will, and essentially my favorite show of all time, to date anyway, is Top Gear. I think it's phenomenal. I like the American version, but I'm speaking more specifically about the British version, the original Top Gear, with Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond. Now, it's amazing for a lot of reasons, but one that I will give you kind of as a statistic is it's actually the most watched show of all time. It's shown in well over 100 countries, and it's pretty just it's a pretty hilarious show, and it is about cars, but it's about so much more than that. It's this kind of this camaraderie and this strange relationship between three guys. But anyway, all of you know that if you're watching this for the most part. But Jeremy Clarkson is the main host. He kind of runs the show, if you will. And it's been announced that he is officially getting sacked from the BBC. And what that means, essentially, is he's getting let go from the network, and he will not be allowed to work with BBC anymore. That is a big deal. I have an article behind me that I'm going to read with you guys in a second. So let's go ahead and actually we'll just get into it. But essentially what happened was he attacked a producer on the show, not only verbally, which happens a lot in show business, but physically, which happens less in show business. It's still something that happens. And in the United States, I found it's actually not more acceptable, but it is dealt with differently, I should say. If someone gets verbal or abusive in any way in the United States, it kind of just smooths itself out, and that person may have to pay a fine or something. But in Britain, things clearly work differently. So let's go ahead and look at this really quick. It says the BBC announced that it has dropped Jeremy Clarkson after a Top Gear presenter was responsible for an unprovoked physical and verbal attack on a colleague. Now, who really knows what happened? The people that were there. There's three sides to every story. One person's side, the other person's side, and then the truth, right? So you kind of have the three sides. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to claim to be there. Only the people that were there know what happened, and their vision of what happened could have been skewed by emotion. So, Director General Tony Hall said he took the decision to end Clarkson's BBC career with great regret, which essentially means he's really sorry that he had to do it, but the presenter, Jeremy Clarkson, had crossed the line. And it goes on. It goes on for a while. Probably see my mouse here. Yeah. It says Tyson took himself to A&E after a 30-second physical attack caused swelling and bleeding on his lips. So apparently Jeremy Clarkson hit him in the face. Now it's insulting, and it's a really stupid thing to do, Jeremy. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, I love this show. I love them as presenters. But Jeremy Clarkson has been known to kind of say and do things that are inappropriate and not smart at all. They actually had like a reel that they made of like the top 10, most controversial things that Jeremy Clarkson has said. I genuinely think that he is one of the funniest presenters on any TV show ever. I think he's super talented. I think he's deep down he's a good person, but when you get to that level of success, like for an example, if you look at like football players in the United States, some of them, there was one that recently, and I'm not putting any names, I'm not trying to change the subject or anything, but hit his wife in the elevator. That is awful. That is like the most awful thing you can do is hit a woman. And they were like considering having him still play. I'm like blown away by that. It's like, no, if you hit a woman, you should go to jail. But in the United States, people just get away with these things. Now, am I saying that they should suspend Jeremy Clarkson, or actually he's actually completely getting canned? Do I think that's right? I don't know. I don't know how severe it was. I will tell you this, though. If I was the producer and Jeremy Clarkson came after me and punched me in the face and cursed at me, I would probably pick myself up, dust myself off, and you know, live to produce another day. I'm not going to be pressing charges. I'm not going to be taking him to court. I'm not going to be complaining. He would probably just have to pay a fine. He would probably just have to do something like that if I was the producer. And I say that wholeheartedly. Jeremy Clarkson is Top Gear, period. If he leaves, the show dies. That's my opinion. Who knows what's going to happen exactly. But Richard Hammond's phenomenal. James May's phenomenal. Let me actually go down here. It says, let's see if you guys can see that. Yeah, Top Gear presenter James May hinted that he could follow his colleague out the door, stating that the three, including Richard Hammond, were a package deal. Now, this is how I feel about the show. If one of them is not doing it, like, put it this way, if my two best friends were hosting a show with me and one of them got canned, even if they did something wrong, which Jeremy Clarkson was wrong to do what he did, I would leave the show. I know you need your paycheck. I know you have a lifestyle that you have to upkeep, but there will be other shows to host. There will be other things to do. I would leave the show or protest it until my friend got rehired. The show will die without him. In my opinion, I cannot watch it after so many years, 23 or something crazy like that, seasons of a show. You can't just change the presenters. That doesn't make sense. So there's some more here. You know, Jeremy Clarkson changed his Twitter account, essentially saying ex-presenter of Top Gear and stuff like that. And it says the bookies have variously placed Chris Evans and Jody Kidd as favorites to replace Clarkson. It's like, come on. That's this is insulting. This is insulting. I just don't think the show can live on. You guys, like I said, you can read the article here for yourself. You know, James May released a statement. He says, it was disappointing to hear that the BBC will not be renewing Jeremy's contract. However, we understand that it's been difficult deliberation all around, and we respect the decision. So this is James May's agent actually speaking, and he's saying, I respect the decision for them to can Jeremy Clarkson. Now that's James May's agent. Who knows if that's how he actually feels, but that's what he has to do for positive publicity's sake. As the future of Top Gear, as it existed before, in its current format, as to the future of Top Gear, I'm sorry, as it existed before in its current format, and will no doubt continue to do so. So Top Gear will live on, according to them, in this particular moment. James' involvement in that feature requires much thought, deliberation, and conversation between many people, and at this moment, further speculation on that is not useful. So James May is neither in nor out. But like I said, if it was my best friend getting canned, I would leave, immediately. There really would be no question. There are other shows. James May has hosted other shows before and stuff like that. He can find work. Yes, Top Gear, hosting Top Gear is the best job in the world. It would be my #1 pick, you know, to host a show like that. So this is a big thing, guys. It's pretty crazy, and I think that the show is going to bomb from now on. I will not personally be watching it. I may check in here and there just to see how poorly it's doing, but that's really it. The show, if it's not the three presenters that are currently presenting, it's not going to be Top Gear to me, and I think that goes for millions of people across the globe. So let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to follow me on the social media. I have Instagram, Twitter. Definitely subscribe on YouTube, guys. We'll be doing more things like this, and if there's any articles you come across or any opinions that you have, make sure you put them down below so that I can cover more stuff like this. Thank you for checking out Global News with Travis, and I'm not really sure what we're going to call this series, honestly. That was just kind of a last-second thing. But if you have any names for the series, by the way, you can put them down below as well. Make sure you check out the outro for some more great videos, and I will see you guys very soon. See you later.